Well, within the last half hour, it's been announced that Britain is to send a small number of Chinook helicopters, potentially to help with the humanitarian relief effort in Iraq, although the actual decision to use them hasn't been made. It will also help transport military supplies provided by other countries for Kurdish forces fighting Islamist extremists. Well, with me now is the Rev Rose Hudson-Wilkin, chaplain to the Speaker of the House of Commons, and Fuad Nahdi, an interfaith activist and executive director of the Radical Middle Way, a group set up after the 7/7 bombings in London to fight extremism. Reverend Hudson-Wilkin, is Britain doing enough?
It's so hard for me to say we're doing enough. There is so much more to be done. When you hear of such tragedy unfolding before your very eyes, you cannot help but see this is genocide. And I just think that Britain, the European Union, the world's community, we have got to respond.
How? Military action?
Well, the governor, for example, just said that these people who are there already, they need tents. You know, maybe we need to go to the extent of military action, I don't know. But we need to somehow go to the assistance of these people.
Well, if you're calling it genocide...
It is unfolding
of Yazidis and Christians.
And Christians, yes. People who have lived together for a very long time in the same land. And now this self-proclaimed group has decided that they're going to force them out. You know, they must either convert or be killed. The world cannot allow this to happen.
Fuad Nahdi, what would be the impact of military action?
Well, whoever has been attacked will try to respond, but I don't think that they have the capacity to deal with the full force of the Western thing. But the issue here, let me make it clear, first of all, the issue is not about Islam against Christians. Like Reverend Rose said, these people have coexisted for millennia. Something much more deeper and sinister is going on.
Well, right now it is, isn't it?
But we can't bomb demons, which we don't know about. Who are you going to bomb? We don't have that enough intelligence. I don't think neither of us, all of us in the studio knows to know. So what Reverend Rose is saying is right. Let's first assess the situation. Bombing is not going to solve the problem.
So are you against military action?
No.
As this unfolds in front of us?
No. If there is evidence enough, and the people should have the evidence, I have no problem about it.
Well, what evidence do you want? I mean, there's pictures out there of atrocities by Islamic State militants.
Well, first of all, I think you're wrong to call them Islamic State Unity, because there's nothing. Why are you associating these people with Islam? I am a Muslim.
Well, that's what they call themselves.
Well, they call themselves. But this is the issue, that they have nothing to do with Islam. I categorically deny that they have nothing identifiable with what I understand about Islam. And I have met nobody that agrees about this.
This is pure evil. This is a group of people who are, unleashing evil in that community. And, you know, yesterday when I saw that picture of that young boy holding up a head, a severed head, that is so barbaric. When do we get to a stage where people are standing around with cameras, taking pictures of this and think that that is okay? It is not okay.
But is this any more evil or barbaric than the killing of Muslims in Homs in Syria, or the killing of Muslims in Iraq? I mean,
absolutely.
You're standing up and saying, you know, genocide, we need action, maybe military action now, because Christians and Yazidis are involved.
No, I'm saying that we need action by the world community. Whenever there is any crisis of this sort, whenever there is one group totally demolishing another group, wiping out another group, the world cannot stand by and let it happen.
So this is a doctrine for liberal intervention, wherever people are getting killed. Military action to go and stop it.
Well, you know, I am not a member of any government, but what I'm saying is the world's community, history will have something to say about this. The world ought not to stand by. Right now, those people on the mountain, they need food, and our governments say that they're sending them food and humanitarian effort, that is there. But they will also need to be protected from these evil men who are perpetrating this crime.
Mr. Nahdi, I mean, we have seen in the last few days the outrage from your community over what's been happening in Gaza. Why have people not been out similarly outraged about what's going on in Iraq?
Well, you've seen the outrage in our community after what's been happening in Gaza and Palestine for 60 years. This is just a couple of days. Anger also needs to build up. People are just moving from one state of really unbelievable evil to another. So please give time to that. And this, by the way, is an issue about the whole of humanity. Again, I repeat, it's not about human, or it's not about Muslims or about Christians. This is about all of us as human beings to be concerned and not to accept that evil that is dominating.
So do you think the Reverend might be right? That there will be a need for intervention to stop these people at some point in time?
Yes, she is very right on this one.
And what do you need to satisfy yourself that time is now?
The time is now is not for us, because I'm not a military person, neither is she. We're not in government. We cannot send any troops. But if it happened in my neighborhood and I had something to do about it, I would do something about it.
But tonight, if David Cameron comes out of his holiday and says, we're going to join the airstrikes against Iraq, will you support him or oppose him?
We would support him as much as we would support him if he went, stopped the attack on Gaza by the Israelis.
Well, is one dependent on the other?
Not about dependent. There's no moral relativism. But for most people I'm talking, they're making this moral relativism.
Thank you both very much indeed.